Hey guys, welcome. Good morning. I want to say good morning, but I know that some of you are going to watch this and it's not going to be morning where you are. So, hello, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. This morning has been a really good morning. Nothing special has happened. Well, you know what? We're alive. That's special enough. I woke up with the song Gratitude from Londrell this morning, and then I turned the page to today's quote, and it was a gratitude quote. I want to remind you that if you seek the good in life, you're going to find it. When you are in a frequency of gratitude, the universe shows you gratitude. If you are in a frequency of love, the universe shows you love. If you are in a frequency of chaos, the universe shows you chaos. It is just a guide in your road. When I see little things like this in my life, it reminds me that I am on the right path. There's a lot of people that don't like to see that, don't believe it, but that's okay also. This is just a way for me to stay in tune with the universe and in tune with my path. And I ask for signs and then I receive them. So I would encourage you to definitely start looking around you and look at the signs. The signs will tell you if you're doing well or if you're not. And all you have to do is pivot. It's not a complicated life once you uncomplicate it. Sometimes we just make bad decisions for a long time, but that's not a sentence. That's not a life sentence. You can make a change whenever you decide to. Yesterday, last night I had a lot of thoughts, but it was 1 a.m. I did not want to sit in front of a camera because I was tired. But I want to touch on a few things that were just running through my mind last night. And maybe somebody needs to hear this. Right now, I'm in a stage where I'm battling the people pleaser in me. There was a long time where I believed that giving everyone around me whatever they wanted was my purpose, because I had seen suffering and I never wanted anyone to suffer. Until that started causing more trauma. I already had trauma and this was only stacking up more for me to resolve. So obviously, not in the moment, obviously, because it went on for a while. But when I realized this, I put an end to it and I started working my way back to myself. Healthy boundaries have been something that I have started to work on for a little over a year now. And one, it is hard. Once you're used to giving people X, Y, and Z, it's hard to take it away. It is hard to have certain situations. For me, in my life, I don't hold back. When I started my job, I felt like I held a lot of who I was back. Even though I let the good parts shine, I let a lot of my standards, the way I spoke, I didn't like it. I felt very like a child again, even though I feel like a child all the time, but in the good ways. But when it comes to work, I felt like I was being a child, like people were over me, and I don't see that in real life. And I feel like work didn't feel like real life for a long time because I felt like that wasn't me. I feel like I've had to work through my people pleasing side at work because I've always related work with people who have undermined me and have made me feel less than. So again, I understand the assignment, and the beauty of where I work now is that the people are great, and I get to have these feelings and express them and make the mistakes and go through them and understand for myself that it is a trigger that I needed to work through. It is okay to feel like this because of your past experiences, but it is not okay to continue to move forward like this. Because yes, experience your feelings, but also learn and grow. Sometimes we allow for things to continue on because we don't have awareness of it. But once we do, what is stopping you from changing it? If you're comfortable in misery, you're never going to go anywhere. And I wouldn't be a friend or somebody that cares for you if I didn't tell you that. One thing that I love is when people call me out or they notice something and they tell me. I don't like when people see me messing up and they don't say something. Because again, I am not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. I will never be perfect. But I'm perfecting the version of myself, who I am right now, and who I will be tomorrow. That is the only thing we can do. And I encourage you to do that for yourself every day, because that is the only thing you can do. Don't strive to be perfect in one day. Don't strive to be perfect in this lifetime, because you'll perfect what you learned and what you go through. That's the only thing you can do. But there are things that we will never branch out into, so we will never be divinely like God. We will never be perfect because we will never know everything about everything. In spirit form, maybe. But right now, no. So focus on what's in front of you. Focus on what you can handle. Focus on where you can start. Those little steps are all you need. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. I'm warning you. If you watch me, I will lose track of what I'm speaking on. I'm gonna try my best not to. But my brain is like a brainstorming chart. I start with the topic and there are too many things to talk about. So I branch out into different things on the same topic, usually, hopefully. But thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it, and I hope that it helps you. Everything that I speak on is something that, and I know that I'm going to repeat this, but it's something that I wanted to hear when I was younger. I never introduced myself. I always forget that. But my name is Jackie. Jax, whatever you want to call me. And the reason I say whatever you want to call me is because I'm entering this stage where I feel like I'm Jackie, but I feel like Jax. So I'm in both. I like both. And we'll go from there. We'll go through the motions and we'll see what feels right to me. But I feel like right now both feel good. There's a lot of times where I wanted to start YouTube, but I felt like I didn't have well, that's not true. I was gonna say I didn't have the loud energy that I see other creators have, and I felt like I needed to be at 100% of the time. But in reality, I do have that energy because we live in an apartment complex, and my wife is always telling me to lower my voice when it's nighttime because I'm gonna wake up the neighbors. So I think I have the energy. I think that being in front of the camera early on made me feel a little low in toned because I was kind of scared. But it's normal. But I want to share with you the version of myself that I'm feeling in that moment. There's gonna be days where I'm really high, and I haven't showed it on here. I just want to help the world. And I know that I say that so much, but that is what makes my heart feel good. And I want to make people feel as good as I feel. I want to share everything that I learn with anyone and everyone that will listen. Because yes, there's chaos in the world, but what are you adding to? We are extensions of this world. And if we're feeding chaos, we're bringing more chaos into the world. Imagine there's a room of people. Let me give you an example. My best friend was going through a lot. She was feeling so much. Her emotions chaotically were up here. There was a moment that I told my wife that I couldn't handle it. There was a moment that I told my wife that I couldn't handle it. There was a moment that I told my wife that I couldn't handle it and I wanted to leave. Because for me, it felt like, fuck, this is my vacation. I don't want to have to do the Lord's work right now. I hope that doesn't offend anyone. But if it does, know that it's coming from a good place. And again, I'm not for everyone, and that's okay too. But it was really heavy. And I told her, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to work on my vacation because I know that that is my job. My job is not my 8-hour shifts. That's not my job. My job in this life is to help people through their emotions, to help. And that trip was heavy. It was heavy, but I want to emphasize on the beauty that came out of it. I had to sit and tell somebody I loved that they were fucking up. And God, did that suck. It was hard. For a second, I felt so detached from the person that I thought I was gonna go hang out with. We can never fully understand how somebody is processing their emotions. That girl is in her healing era. She's doing amazing. I'm so proud of her. I love that girl. I want us to be okay with making mistakes. And just because we make mistakes doesn't mean we're bad people. It doesn't mean that we mean harm. It just means that our brain is in chaos and we don't know how to filter it. Where was I going with this? God, you see? I need somebody to keep tabs on me, to tell me where I was going with this because I forget. I have too many thoughts. Even when we have the knowledge that somebody's actions have nothing to do with us, it can be overwhelming. And it is overwhelming for a reason. It is overwhelming because we have to be the ones to call it out. And not in a rude way. Most of the time, people just don't know how to filter their emotions. And that is okay because there was a point where I didn't know how to filter my emotions. There's many ways that I excel, but there is also many ways that I have failed. But that is where we learn. We can't learn if we don't do anything bad. We can't learn if we don't ever fall. That's just not how life works. And damn, girl, it's windy outside. I'm editing this video and I realized that I'm missing the whole end of this video. My point of everything I said was you get to choose what energy you bring to the table. And in that moment, in that vacation, I chose, after struggling at the beginning, I chose to bring light and to bring positivity and to bring help. Because I could have just left, but I chose to help. Because sometimes it is easier to leave. But then after we sat down a couple times, the trip was amazing and everything went so well. We had amazing conversations and we had built a connection to our communication that lasted the rest of the trip because we took the time to build that when it was struggling. Point of it all is, if we focus on the chaos, we're going to bring more chaos, and we can run from it, and the chaos is still going to be there. But choose to bring light. Choose to be the positive side of the world. Choose to bring love to the world. Because if we run every time we're in an uncomfortable situation, the world is never going to change. So I just want to encourage you to be aware of what energy you're bringing to the table, what energy you're bringing to the room. Are you shifting the energy in a room in a good way or in a bad way? Those are the things that make you realize what changes you need to do in your life. But thank you for watching my gibberish. I will get it together. I love watching myself struggle because I want to perfect it. But I also love being in the process and allowing myself to make mistakes and go on little rants. Whoever sticks around, those are going to be my people. I know that I am not everyone's cup of tea. If you look at what you do have rather than what you don't, you won't focus on who doesn't stick around. I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back. If you're new here, thank you for watching all the way through. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.